What is your word? Your success word, your word that will govern, that will cover you this year. What's your word? Now, I know some of you might be thinking, well, you know what, Monique, I'm not down with the word thing. I don't do a word. I set resolutions. I say, I'm going to lose 17, 18, 22 pounds. I'm going to read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books a month. That's what I do. Well, let me tell you why you might want to consider, if you don't already have one, why you might want to consider establishing, figuring out what your word is for this year. Now, because your word becomes your ally. When you are in that inevitable situation where you will be ready to quit, ready to give up, ready to throw in the towel, that word is going to fall out of your mouth. And that word is going to make you get up, dust yourself off, and keep pushing, okay? A lot of times we set resolutions, right? We set resolutions. And when we break those resolutions, we end up feeling guilty. Why do we keep doing that to ourselves? Why do we do that? Why do we torture ourselves in that way? So instead, you can set a word and you don't have to worry about breaking your word. Your word is always there. It's your companion. It's your ride or die. It's your sidekick. It's always there to guide you throughout the year. Now, even though, like I said, you might push it to the back of your mind, you're going to remember it when you need to. Because now I'm going to take you guys on a journey. Let's walk with me real quick. So you might be thinking, well, you know what, Monique? I want to determine a word. I want to set a word, but I don't even know where to start. What do I need to do to be down? Well, I'm going to tell you. What do I want to do this year? What do I want to accomplish in the next 12 months? What do I want to feel? How do I want to make the people that come in contact with me feel? And what way do I want to serve this year? All of those questions you start to think about. Your word has to mean something to you. Your word, when you hear it, if you don't do that, that ain't your word. Your word, when you say it, when somebody repeats it, you say, boom. That's what I'm doing this year. Your word makes you want to get up and shout, okay? That's what your word is going to do for you. So you need to ask yourself those very deep and honest questions. And you need to answer those questions honestly. So, like I said, you might want to ask, what would the ideal day look like for me? What does that day look like? You might want to ask yourself, what is a must happen? What is my bare minimum? What is the minimum that I will accept in myself for this year? What qualities do I want to develop in myself? You also want to kind of go with your gut. While you're asking yourself these questions, you don't necessarily want to overthink it. Don't be so much in here. We are thinking people, right? We are always thinking about stuff, always in our head. But when you are sitting down and figuring out what that guiding thing that's going to cover you throughout the next 12 months, you want to get out of your head and you want to get in here. You might even want to go to your gut. Don't overthink it. Don't be so analytical about it. This is something that is going to be very visceral for you. You want it to be something that you are going to be compelled to respond